Bobs. Hey, Dad. I'll come and get you. You want your little cheek scratch too? You guys leaving?
Where are you going?
Huh?
Leaving?
Which way is these up going, do you think? Good trail? I was thinking down here. Hey. Oh yeah, look at this thing. I'll take her. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Bobs, this way. This way. I wish they wore off this log. Yep. This way. This way. All right, you go that way. What?
I thought this was blood.
Blood?
I thought so.
Oh God. Yeah. This way. This way. Or go any way you want, really. This way. Ruby. All right, where's our trail? Along the river? Probably. This way. This way. No, this way. Come here. I don't know what to do. Hold on. All right. Here we are. Me and Adventure Dog. She has her reward bone she's chewing on. And it's later in the day. I don't know what time it is right now. 6 o'clock at night on Friday, I believe it is. Friday, March 28th. And Sarah was a real trooper. We went out today, drove, I don't know, an hour and a bit down the highway, went to a place where I'm thinking about putting in for an archery draw for Vancouver Island elk. Hoping. And now Sarah's a bona fide hunter. She's going to be putting in for elk for a rifle zone in a different area. So I'm going to go check this place out and see if I couldn't find some shed antlers. And it said it was supposed to be some blue skies. There wasn't. It rained the whole time. But she has this Apple Watch thing. And apparently we did 6 kilometers though, and it was all through tangled dog shit. So she did pretty good. And I threw the GoPro on there too. I recorded a bunch, so we'll see. I might throw some more. That was what you saw in the beginning. So I might put some more of that hike in here maybe as we go. Now, she wanted me to pass along a note to you guys. She's got a sale in her store. I hope I got the right ones. Oh, it's these ones. Oh, yeah. So she's got a sale in her store until Monday. This is my freaking good luck until she asked if I had any of these. I'm like, I don't think so. And I just got in here, and I've pinched 2 of them off of her from her store. Oh, well, she might see them later on. Whoops! So she got that one on for sale. It's a good one. This is the one, if anybody's familiar, that's one I was wearing when I shot my record book black with my bow. And I videotaped him knocking down. And then this other one, this is the other good luck hat. It's a weird kind of color, or material, but it's a cool hat. And this is my second favorite. So, those 2 are on sale, and she just texted me, tell them it's on sale till Monday. Okay, I told them. Done deal. Did my job. Yeah. Now it's Friday. One more quick note. I hope all of you, some of you, as many of you as possible are going to do something you love to do this weekend. Something that makes you feel good, makes you smile. Please. Make sure you do that. This weekend. No more talking about it, no more excuses. Do something that you absolutely love to do. And I want to hear about it. Monday, report, fresh on my desk, in the comment section. I want to hear that you did something you love to do this weekend. And even 10 times better if you bring somebody with you. Alright, there you go. That's all I got. Now, gonna have to put up with listening to old Muncharoo behind us, but she did a great job today. Didn't bring any weapons, we brought her. Everything went safe and smooth. Now, here is some screenshot tales from the comment section of the channel. This is from Annie something. My encounter was at Romanos State Park. One word, Romanos State Park. I was walking the trails by the spring. I got to the bridge closest to the spring, stopped and was taking in the beauty of nature. And all of a sudden I felt this strong fear. And because of this channel, I had a good idea what it was coming from. I'd never seen it, but I knew what direction it was. And I said to myself, remember what Dad told you? There is nothing to be afraid of but fear. Because fear makes you do stupid things. As soon as I said that, the fear went away. And I continued down the trail with the feeling of being watched. 2 days later, I was at my home, standing at the front door, watching for my friend to come get me for the afternoon movie. I was vaping as I stood there, and I heard an audible voice say, "Stop doing that." Whoa. Again, I knew who said that, and I didn't reply. I've never gone back to the park since, for 2 reasons. I can no longer walk the trails, and I don't want to encourage any interaction with these beings. For the simple reason I have no idea what door that would open for me and those around me. Watch your 6, everyone. Have a great day. And there you go. You got heard on the channel. And I think there's more in the comments section. Here we go. What's this one? Oh, no, same one. Same one sent to me twice. Got it. What's this one? Another one from the comment section. What's this? I am a railroad locomotive for a Class 1 railroad as well. Also used to be a conductor. 2 years ago, I had an encounter similar to this man's when I had to get out at 3 a.m. in the middle of nowhere in a state located in the Midwest of the U.S. to fix a knuckle when our train went into emergency. I didn't have anything speaking to me through mind speak, but I had something pacing me in the woods for my walk back to the head end. The worst part about being a conductor is having to go walk your train in the middle of the night. And it almost always happens that you're in the middle of nowhere when it happens. Is that a good bone? Sorry. And then I lost my space. One day, I will send in my other encounters in. I've never told anyone everything that happened. I've told my wife and daughter that I had strange things happen to me in the woods and that there are things in the forest we don't quite understand yet. I hope they never have to encounter these beings, but I want to do my part to make them aware regardless. My encounters aren't super exciting, but the location of one of them is the most interesting. I've lived all over the Midwest working for the railroad, and I was in disbelief about the location I had my encounter for a couple of years until I started to research the subject, and things started to click and make a little more sense. Anyways, fight the good fight and remember, united we stand, divided we fall. Amen. Well, I certainly hope you email in those experiences, my man. I hope so. We'll be waiting. And that's a great message at the end for all. What's this one? Here's another comment. Story. Bordering on a decade ago, I have the date written in an old diary somewhere, I drove to a friend's place just for a very quick visit. I didn't take my phone and therefore had no camera. My then 18-year-old daughter accompanied me, call it fate. Perhaps it was meant to be, but she didn't take her phone either, and therefore had no camera either. When we left my friend's place, just as it was turning from dusk till too dark, I was driving down the road and spotted a huge orange ball of light sitting stationary in the sky, accompanied by smaller orange lights which were appearing and disappearing at random in different places in the sky. I pulled the car over and we watched it unfold for about 10 minutes before I started thinking I might be pushing our luck. Can I prove it? No. Can I prove it? No. Will I always be eternally grateful that my daughter was with me to witness them and therefore know I'm not mad making it up? Yes. Prior to this, I'd always kept an open mind, and sadly, some people are so mentally shallow they will never be convinced of anything until it's their turn to experience it. And if that opportunity arrives, no matter how confident they think they are, they won't be prepared for it in any way, shape, or form. There you go. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Now, did I get all those shared? Quick little scratch up at the top here. I like finding those little treasures. Hold on a minute. I'll get a little more of a scan up here. Make sure I'm not forgetting one. And then I can delete those out of here. Okay, got you. We're caught up in that department. Perfect. Got you guys. Got them. Got your shares and made sure they got heard widely. What do we got here? This is fresh off the press. So much, isn't it? Isn't it crazy? There's so much. Love it. Love it. I love brave, honest people. Love them. I collect them. Brave, honest people. Can't get enough of them. No subject for the title. Hey Steve, I'm a disabled hunter, knower, outdoorsman, custom log home specialist, lifelong construction worker that's been fishing and hunting ever since I could sit on someone's shoulders. And I've been watching your channel daily since I first found it in 2019. I really do appreciate all the time you put into this topic. I myself don't really give a flying F whether you share my name or not, but out of respect for my kids, please don't. Just refer to me as Old Hippie from North Georgia. Well, that's a pretty long title, so I guess Hippie Outdoorsman, or how about H.O., pronounced Ho, ha ha ha, whatever you want to say. I've said it all so far, my man. Although ho does sound good to me. I'm not much of a writer, so one of those video chats without showing me would probably work best. Your channel has confirmed many pieces of my puzzle, and I feel like I should share some of my experiences along with the locations just to try to make people from my area safer. One of the locations has been mentioned on your channel called Devil's Elbow, another called Devil's Den, and a few others that you've mentioned. A mobile home almost being turned over after the bone-shaking ferocious growl/roar. If I was a writer, I could probably fill a thick book with experiences, and yes, the last few of them along with health issues. Sorry. And yes, the last few of them along with health issues caused from my ex trying to poison me after she got on meth when I told her I was leaving and taking my kids with me, as well as negative conditions due to COVID have reduced my outdoor adventures. I've experienced pretty much everything, including missing time, my clothes being put on wrong, a visual encounter, mind speak, knocks, vocalizations, black helicopters, the whole 9 yards. I understand if you don't want to respond. Also, I wondered if you still plan on sharing the information you have shared with the paying members of the club with the rest of us due to the fact that I also have to go to food banks, etc. And it takes every penny of my measly $900 that I receive per monthly just to try to pay the bills. Thanks, sir, for everything you do. God bless you and yours, including your critters. P.S. F the gov. Yeah, no shit. Okay, my man, I'm sorry you're in that position. Now listen, there's nothing overly extra in that department. It's just a place where people can have access to a couple emails and as well be motivated to share a couple bucks with these hungry kids. But more importantly, your health. If I could encourage you just to try whatever flavor you want, ivermectin, get it from your feed store. We've got the stuff for horses, and there is an ounce of me embarrassed to admit it. It heals all. It's a fact. Sarah's definitely our household doctor. She's amazing at health. Everything. I mean, if I told you guys how old she was, she'd obviously decapitate me. She looks 25 years younger than she is. It's ridiculous. But anyways, aside from that, she fixes us up with everything. And she has healed many people close to her with the ivermectin. And we are talking months and months of symptoms gone within a day and a half, 2 days tops of her helping them. Just so you know. Give it a go. Or not. At least I told you. At least I shared that with you and I was honest about it, alright? I made it open. Please. It may make an absolute world of a difference for your health immediately. Alright, man? All right, here's a longer one, older one, but a long one, and marked as unread. All right. This email is titled, Update to this story from 1962, 1963, bone-chilling scream from my childhood. Steve, I'm sorry that I need to make a very minor correction to the story that I sent you. I recently had a conversation with one of my older brothers about this event and told him that I had sent our story to you. He told me that I had made a minor mistake with the story, which I conceded I wasn't 100% sure of, as I was only 4 or 5 years old at the time. He also added to the story about what he and our 2 older brothers felt when they heard the scream. The minor correction was that they were sitting on top of a closed tailgate with the window down. Wait a minute. They were sitting on top of a closed tailgate with the window down, and they were holding onto the roof rack when this scream happened. Not sitting on the tailgate with it being down with their feet hanging over the back. I correctly stated that I was inside of the car, and that my brothers pushed me back in the seat more to protect me from whatever it was that was screaming at us. He also told me that whatever it was on the hillside right next to us, but nobody saw what it was, as I had correctly stated. He then went on to describe the fear which we all felt. That said, I decided to correct the story as is written below. All right, let's get into her.
Crazy, there's rubs in there. Oh.
See, told you.
Ew.
Good girl,
Big
Sissy.
mac attack. Big mac attackers. Now let's take this. It's pointing right at the truck.
Good.
This one is, yeah.
Good job.
First, a little background on myself, and then the story that happened to me and my family back in the fall of 1962 or 1963. My name is Roger Leight, Leight, and I will soon be 63 years old. I have survived esophageal cancer and the surgery that accompanied it. Wow, good for you, man. They called me a tough old bird. I don't know about that, but praise the Lord, I'm now cancer-free. That said, I'm still recovering from it, so I don't get outdoors as much as I would like to, but I still go hunting, albeit not as far from home as I once did. My family and I have spent a lot of time hunting and vacationing in the Pennsylvania wilds of Potter County, where over 2-3 roads, RDS, of the county as part of the Susquehannock State Forest. Let me read that one more time. I hate when I screw up a sentence. Quote, Pennsylvania wilds, end quote, of Potter County, where over 2/3 RDS period of the county, 2/3, sorry, there we go, the brain just kicked in. 2/3 of the county is part of the Susquehannock State Forest. My dad taught each of us 4 boys how to hunt and not get lost in the big woods. Dad was a World War II vet whose unit helped build the Ladue Road through India, Burma, and China. I found out after his death that he had won 2 Bronze Stars and his unit had won several citations. My God, none of us boys, especially myself, even deserved to carry this man's boots. He was the bravest man that I've ever knew, and only one time that I ever seen him somewhat rattled, and that was when I was very young. As I got older, my best friend and I hunted whenever we could, taking trips to Potter County and to the Pocono Mountains, which was closer to our homes when we only had a day to hunt. On one trip, Barry and I were hunting in the Hickory Run State Park when we walked right up on, and I mean within a few feet of, a huge black bear while turkey hunting. We scared it more than we were scared of it, but I swear to God that as it ran through the rhodium bushes, it was so huge that it looked like King Kong parting the trees in the 1930s era movie. I have a healthy respect for these critters and wasn't as scared as it was running away from us. Barry remarked to me that he needed to get a bigger gun, which made me laugh. We had 12 gauges loaded with number 4 and number 5 buffered shot turkey loads, and at close range, can do a nasty job if needed. Still, we would have been undergunned with this Bruin. Luckily, the bear did not run from us. Luckily, the bear did run from us, and I was not really shaken. I found a track from the bear that was on the soft anthill, so I put my size 13 boot beside of his track with room to spare. Inside his track. What? A size 13 hunting boot inside of its track with room to spare. A black bear? Wow. That said, neither of us is really shook up, so without bravado, I will say that it does take a little something to rattle my cage. I'm not trying to be macho, just stating this fact, so one understands where I'm coming from later in the story. And oh, for your information, I believe that it was the same bear that was shot 2 weeks later, about 10 miles from where we saw it. Its estimated live weight was 859 pounds. Whoa! Yes, we grow some very large black bear here in Pennsylvania. And that brings me back to my story that happened so many years ago. I can't remember the exact date, as I was only 4 or 5 years old at the time, but my 3 brothers and I remember it like it was yesterday. We had an old hunting cabin just off of U.S. Route 6 near Denton Hill. One of our favorite things to do was drive around in the evening spotting deer. We had an old 1960 Dodge station wagon with a third row backwards facing seat. Dad had decided to make the loop through the state forest towards Lyman Run Lake and then come back Thompson Road to US 6 and then back to our cabin. This is a very remote road, which was and still is a dirt road, not even maintained in the winter. As we drove back slowly on Thompson Road, my 3 older brothers sat on top of the tailgate holding onto the roof rack. As we came closer to Route 6, there was an old abandoned hunting camp to our left, where there was an old apple orchard next to the creek, where we almost always saw some deer. The other side of the road, passenger side of the car, had a very steep bank and was all woods with some sparse mountain laurel, or some other cover brush if I can remember correctly. I was in the back with my brothers, not on the tailgate like them, but peering out the back trying to see the deer that they were looking at. It was then that we heard the most frightening scream, right next to us on the hillside beside us. It was a noise the hair on the back of your neck type of scary loud. My guess was that it took us about 2 to 3 seconds to all be back inside the car with the rear window going up. My dad quickly swung his light over the car, but we didn't see a thing. Just heard more screaming, as whatever it was moved up the hill away from us. We could not hear it running away up the hill, but with all of the commotion in the car, how could we? My mom yelled to my dad, "Sonny, get out of here," or something like that. This thing shook up all of us, including my father, who, as I said earlier, was one of the bravest men I ever knew. Our best guess at the time was that it was some sort of a cat, as there are bobcats in that area. But still those screams. Yes, multiple screams. 3 or 4 sounded like a woman screaming at the top of her lungs, but louder, if that's possible. Each scream lasted for several seconds, not short screams. We have no idea as to how close we were to this creature, but it was close. It sounded initially like it was right next to us, whatever it was. It scared the crap out of all of us. It still gives me the chills today when I think about it. Mom and Dad are long gone now, and my 3 older brothers and I have not talked about that experience until somewhat recently. My story should end here, as we all would like to think that what we heard was a cat of some sort. The problem is, even though I have seen multiple bobcats, I've never heard one scream like that. I was told by a now deceased friend of mine, Roger Coburn, of the Eastern Puma Research Center, that mountain lions scream. He showed me footprint cast of a large cat that he had locally made, and I actually saw a juvenile lion cross the road 20 yards in front of my Jeep on Route 44, about 3 miles northwest of Carter's Camp in Potter County, which is why I stopped to talk to him. He then asked me if I believed in Sasquatch. I paused, as I didn't really want to answer that question, as I wasn't really sold on that story, yet I do try to keep an open mind. I learned never to say never, as my example is the mountain lion that I had just seen wasn't supposed to be in Pennsylvania either. Yet I had just seen one cross the road 20 yards in front of me. Roger said to me, as a matter of fact, that they are here, and that he has seen one not far from where we had heard this thing, but his sighting was in the late 80s. He even made a footprint cast of that one, which he showed me. I didn't know what to say, as I had never heard about Sasquatch until the mid to late 70s. And if they did exist, they were only out west, or so I thought. Since life gets busy, I kind of forgot about our conversation until much later when I was stuck at home while recovering from chemo and surgery. I went online and listened to the screams of bobcats and mountain lions. The logical explanation would be a bobcat, as we know they are here and are rather common in the big woods. However, the scream didn't quite sound like what I remembered. I found a good recording of a puma out west, and it is close, so I shared it with my brothers, and they all agreed that it was close to what we heard. But that said, it was close. But from what I remember, it still wasn't the same to me. First, none of the recorded screams was for as long as the duration, or of the same volume as what we heard. This could be due to the recording itself, and to be honest, I would like to say that it was a big cat, just to put an end to it. However, there is still something hanging in the back of my mind that goes unanswered. I consider myself an observant and a good hunter, as I've taken a couple of bear, multiple turkeys, and I usually take a deer every year, so I'm not a novice. Still, something just keeps gnawing at me, and I can't put my finger on it. The reason I have not shared this with any one of those Bigfoot channels is they would jump at saying, "You heard a squash scream." Really? I don't know what I heard, as none of us saw the creature that made that damn sound. I've never heard any tree knocks or other sounds associated with the Sasquatch, nor have I seen any strange structures or tree breaks or any on my many hunts. Excuse me. I feel that because you hunt and have spent more time in the outdoors than any of these so-called experts, that you may have heard an actual puma scream, as compared to a Sasquatch scream, and can possibly tell me how much of a difference there is. I mean, the volume that we heard was phenomenal. There's your answer right there. Before we get any further, there is your answer right there. I feel that I can trust you, not to BS me, but I also know that you weren't there, and I didn't hear what we heard that night so many years ago. Penny for your thoughts? Okay, Roger, I gotta go back and see if didn't you say not to share your name? Damn it. Okay. I just had to double check. Did I just read when I couldn't share the name or something? All right, we're good. Anyway, sorry guys. I've just live here. It's live. I'm not editing shit out. Penny for my thoughts. Well, just you said the duration was ridiculous. So there you go. There's your answer. You can't make that up. And you can't, no matter how hard you try, you can't make a cat whose lungs are probably the same size of ours or smaller when it comes to any big cat in North America, cougar. And a bobcat, definitely not. I've heard all the sounds a bobcat makes and a lynx makes. Have I heard? I don't think I've heard a cougar scream myself firsthand. I have not heard the ridiculously long howl. I have heard vocalizations. One time I heard more of a human-like yell, but it wasn't intimidating or ferocious, and I was up in the middle of frickin' nowhere on the side of this mountain on a rock peak where I could climb up to and look side hilling, like the dish of the mountain face I was on, looking down the bottom in front of me, the dish, and then some rocky outcrops and a rock slide and big spruce trees, and all carrying on forever. Into Garibaldi Park was where that would go. And I dropped my pants right there and had a leak, and some kind of a human-like yell came from the next lookout rock over, which was in the Timbuktu, and probably, if I had to guess, 800 yards from me. And that yell, I wouldn't be able to mimic it. I heard a three-toned casual ooh, like whatever it was lungs were way bigger than mine, very close to me, and also in the same place where I had that tree getting the shit beat out of it later on. And that's another vocalization that I heard firsthand, but I have not heard the one that so many have heard here, the blood-curdling woman dying one. I haven't heard that. Don't want to hear it. If I have to hear it one time, I'll hear it, obviously, but if I had a choice, I'm good. Just haven't described to me is good enough for me. But you said the duration was ridiculous. There you go. There's your answer. And furthermore, the fact that you just emailed me. That double confirms you know what it was. We know what it was, all right? There's the penny for your thoughts answer. I appreciate you emailing in, my man. I appreciate you emailing into me. Oh my god, I'm half asleep. That was a nasty hike today. I can't believe Sarah. She's doing really good, man. She really wants to go elk hunting again. Okay, this next email. Thunderbirds in Alberta, question mark. Hello, Steve. My name is Glenn Gunn. Use my name if you like. My great grandfather went up the Athabasca and got the Treaty 8 signed with our brothers. He was one of the first in the Peace Country, first Hudson Bay trader, etc. Wow, crazy. I've hunted on the Athabasca. When I read your post about the Thunderbirds, I had to write. My girlfriend and I moved to Medicine Hat, Alberta in 2002 to the city for work. I convinced her to move to a country rental property a year later. It was 40 minutes south. We were 1 hour from the U.S. border, against the Cypress Hills. We saw wonders there. We saw the migration of the antelope, speed goats. At least 1,000 go south. Funny, most were gone after that. And now that bird. I was 3/4 the way home. 2-lane road just turned to gravel, going down a relatively good grade, and I saw it. Something about 300 meters away, and I thought it was on the fence post. I was doing 50 miles per hour, then it took off. 150 meters away. It took off. Off the ground, not the post. 3 swipes of the wings and gone. I watched as those nasty black birds that bug big birds circled this mass. They looked like flies. I was stopped gazing as it headed southwest, and I estimate this bird to be 6 to 8 feet, with a wingspan of at least 20 to 24 feet. That's a big frickin' bird. I figured it was a great golden eagle, but they don't get that big. So I chalked it up to weird. 2 weeks later, I saw it again at a further distance, same road. 4 years later, on an acreage close to Medicine Hat, I was lucky enough to have burrowing owls. 8 chicks that all survived. University of Alberta spent a week on the property studying and tagging the adults. I asked the professor about my bird sighting. He told me there's no such thing. This guy that thinks this way and has a degree is putting a knapsack on a burrowing owl tracking device and thinks it is a good idea. Grr. Almost killed the male. 1 year later, a turkey vulture flew right by me while on my front step. That was a big bird, but nothing like the mystery bird. I guess my point is, people who get out there and just watch and listen see way more. That bird was wow. Love what you're doing. All right, man. We've had a handful of people report the same thing, but let's see. Let's see what happens from somebody around there that may be on this channel listening today. Let's see what they got to chime in with, maybe. We'll see, right? But this is the best way to do it. You just get your frickin' experience out there and then see what comes.
Way better than this big timber, isn't it?
All right, here's one more. One more, and that's all she wrote for today. Summer 2017. Hello, Steve. My name is Carlos Espinoza, and you can say my name. Sorry ahead of time if my spelling and punctuation is bad. I did proofread it. My encounter happened in July 2017. I was visiting my mom and stepfather for the 4th of July. They live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in a little town called Chatham. The town has one store called the Co-op. It's a one-stop store that's about 15 miles away from them, where you can get gas, groceries, and odds and ends. There's absolutely nothing there but wildlife. Their nearest neighbor is about a mile away, totally secluded. The plan was to go out there, just me and my girlfriend, and watch the fireworks over Lake Superior. The lake was about 4 miles from where they live. We had arrived early, so I decided to take my girl on a little nature hike and kill a few hours. I'm a pretty outdoorsy type person, but my girlfriend, on the other hand, not so much. So, we took off out the back door and headed for the tree line. The goal was to find a pond my stepfather had told us was back there, and apparently this pond was no more than 200 yards in, and his exact words were, "You can't miss it, it's a pretty large pond." As we broke the tree line, it was dang near impossible to see 50 feet ahead of us, let alone 200 yards. So I just stayed on a straight line as much as possible. I'd say we were about 100 yards or more in, and we heard a loud snap and a thump like a big tree fell. It sounded like it couldn't have been more than a couple of 100 feet from us. So we decided to walk in the direction of the snap. And after the snap sound, it was like someone turned the volume down in the woods instantly. There wasn't a sound, no birds, nothing. And I have to admit, it made me feel a little creeped out, but I didn't say anything. I didn't want to freak my girlfriend out. She was already hesitant. I'd say we walked about 50 to 75 feet in the direction of the snap, and we heard what sounded like a dog bark, but with a lot more tone, very deep sounding. If it was a dog, it was a big one. You could just tell by the sound it made that it was something big. No way in hell I could ever replicate it. Both of us stopped dead in our tracks, and I instantly felt the hair on the back of my head stand up. I took a couple steps forward trying to see where it came from, and my girlfriend said exactly what I was feeling. Let's just go back. Hard to explain how my state of mind changed so drastically. I went from happy to exploring to scared so bad I didn't want to turn my back to where we heard the snap and bark. I've never to this day felt like that. It felt like something bad was going to happen, like nothing I've ever experienced before. My girlfriend, after talking about it later that day, said she felt like she was going to die. Between you and me, so did I. So we listened to our intuition and started to head back. Whatever it was that barked was now making a different sound. Kind of like the sound a deer makes, like hoof, hoof, but very deep. At first, we were both looking behind us as we walked away, hoping it wouldn't come after us. That was pointless because whatever it was now directly to the side of us and stayed to our side. It could have been 50 feet away from us the entire time, but I'll be damned if we could see even a glimpse of this thing. It was like it was escorting us out. You could hear twigs and branches snapping as it kept up with us. It definitely wanted us to know it was there without exposing itself. Honestly, it sounded like it was close enough to us that you would for sure be able to see it, but neither of us could. After both of us sat down and talked about it, we both agreed it was on 2 feet, not 4, by the sounds it made walking us out. And needless to say, I will never go back to those woods. But I won't let this encounter stop me from enjoying the outdoors, although it did take a year or two before I even attempted going into any woods or forest. That's a big impact, right? Thank you, Steve, for all you do. If it wasn't for your channel, I'd guarantee my girlfriend and I wouldn't have spoke to many people about this. Being able to open up and tell your subscribers what had happened to us makes it a lot easier to accept and know we are not the only ones this has happened to. No, you're not. The whole world needs to have awareness. I wouldn't wish this encounter on my worst enemy. Why our government keeps this topic in the shadows is besides me. I got my theories, but that's a whole other subject. I appreciate you, and sorry if it's too long. Carlos and Kim. P.S. After telling my stepfather about what had happened, he went out there with my directions to the roundabout area to where we heard the noises. He said there was a tree down out there. The only one he could find, and said there was no way anything could take that tree down. It was 12 inches in diameter, and it was still green, snapped 3 feet up from the ground. There you go. Welcome to the club, and I'm glad it didn't steal everything from you. That experience, meaning. I'm super stoked that you're still out there. That's a big part of the reason why I do this. Man, what is this one? This is right from my backyard. Do I need to go? There's a bunch of emails here, I think. All right. Hold on. All right. I'm going to shut her off there. It's Friday. Friday. I'm ready to fall asleep. Got a big day tomorrow, too. So, again, please make sure you do something you love to do this weekend. Please. Do whatever it is. Whatever it is makes you feel great and smile. Make sure you do it, all right? Please try. Please. Now, what else did I have? Sarah's stuff. Gosh, I hope I didn't get it mixed up. Oh, yeah, that's right. These two. She's got these two on sale. Early spring sale. All right? They're both my freaking awesome favorite go-tos, too. Well, I got a handful of good luck hats. Believe me, good luck hats are a real thing. But anyway, there you go, you guys. Share my story at howtohunt.com. Get it in. Get it out. Whatever. Just get it off your chest and get it out in the open. Don't harbor truth, all right? It's not fair. It's not fair to the rest of us good, honest people, all right? We really, really want to hear what you know, all right? It's going to help somebody. It'll help somebody. You don't have to leave your name. Just make sure you share what you know, please, okay? What else? Fishing. You want to go fishing? You can click into the website. There's a page, howtohunt.com's got the contact info for the fishing, or down below. And the camera people for the trail camera that I have a discount for all of us is in the link below. And they said this morning they're going to send me a few different models of cameras. So there you go. That's shared. That's shared enough. And I got to get going because I'm too tired. I'm probably a babbling dumbass right now. And I threw in a bunch of our hike today. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll put on another chunk right here for the tail end. And I think there's some comedy in there. I was trying to... Sarah has short hiking boots. So I got the tall ones. So I'm just sludging through the water like nothing. And then it came to another little creek crossing at the tail end there. And I was trying to get her to cross it. She stood on this big boulder. And it moved. With her standing on it. She started to lose her shit. And unfortunately, I would have paid anything for the camera to have been just a little farther up to get her face on there. I'm like, oh my God, that video's going to be hilarious. She's like, you're not sharing that? I'm like, oh, yes, I am. But it didn't. The camera wasn't high enough. Damn it, but I'll share it here anyway. All right, there you go. Sale on the hats. Fishing for this summer. The link is down below. The link for the discounted trail cameras down below. All of it, all together. You can go to howtohunt.com and check out all the other shit. All right, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great weekend.
Come here. Come here. Bumps. Come here. Whoa. Yeah, I flattened it for you. Hey, wait. Can you get a step of that? I know. Come here. Sit first. Jump for that one. My hand first. No, no,
Where am I
stop.
going?
Jump for one of these rocks. Oh my God. You know what's awesome? It's got that on video.
No, you did.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You're not posting.
Yeah, I am. Wait, do me a favor. No, don't worry about it. It's a deer track. I'm good. All right. Awesome. You did it.
Trees, like a whole bunch of little trees that's all hollowed out in different places.
Oh. Little hobbit home. Truck's right there. Yeah? That'd get you back. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Still with us? You what?
Just replaying my near-death experience.
Oh, these pants are heavy. Falling off my butt. My pants are heavy.
Because they're wet.
Yeah. Come on in. Got it? Oh, this is what happens. What is that? Where's it going? Well, I'll go like this, and it'll caught my backpack and rake my face. See? The backpack doing it?
Getting caught right at the between the bar and the.
That's
where
the bar. All right. This way. Thought I heard elk running through there. I think she said she heard something too, maybe. Look at her. Huh?
Sound like a trample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we found him in the big timber. Come here. Yeah, I think we just blew a bunch through here. I guess it's about time, eh? Come here. Bubs. This way.
When that lichen does that what they eat?
The deer do. They might. This thing, I don't know much about these damn things on the island. They won't hit salt blocks. Isn't that weird? Oh, old Dad's getting a little old here. Hold on.